Okay. So now we'll link that to the Victims Reparations, which is something that you yourself, Madi, you're a victim. You've even traveled in court cases outside the country to make sure that justice is done. And we've seen the, I believe, was it in Switzerland?
Switzerland.
Where you traveled, and was it the former IGP, Usman Sonko, found guilty? Now, back home in the Gambia, you are a parliamentarian and you approved the budget. 20 million was approved in 2026, just like 20 million for the victims was approved in 2025. But this year, the latest we have is that the reparations have received only $5 million. And we've come to halfway in the year. 15 million is still outstanding. What's your view on this, and what can Parliament do to make sure that, you know, the funds are released before the end of the year, or at least as soon as possible?
Yusuf, it is really disheartening because maybe those who are not victims wouldn't understand what is a victim. I know in their own context, when it's a victim, one can simply define what a victim is.
Some people say everybody, the whole country are victims. But there are others who are direct victims.
The levels of victimization in this country, as far as the former regime is concerned, is huge. And it has affected a lot of lives, both in the media, in the army, in the politics, in the religious sector. It's just too much. Lots of people have lost their lives and left children. A lot of people also died and left women as widows. So if now we have come to a point where monies are apportioned to be given to those victims, even though those monies cannot bring back their loved ones, but it goes to a level. That's why they call it reparation. So if 20 million is put aside for it, and then it's shocking to know that only 5 million has been disbursed. To answer your question, as a parliamentarian, what do I need to tell? Take it from me, there will be a parliamentary question to the relevant ministry to explain what is happening to the 15 million. Take that from me and hold me accountable if that question does not arise in the parliament. And from there, members of the parliament will take it forward.
Very, very important. You see, this is what we do as Askanwi. Every year, people know us. When it comes to the victims, their reparations and their funds, we advocate for it every single year. Not only do we advocate for it, we make sure that we push the right members. And Honorable Madi Ceesay, the chair of the Human Rights Committee, that's you, right?
Very well.
The current chair of the Human Rights Committee, a current victim as well. I think there is nobody even more appropriate to engage when it comes to these kind of things. So, but what is your message also to some of these other members who maybe, because they are currently on the majority side, they don't want to ruffle up the feather of their superiors, if I could say, or their party leader being the president and the rest of the echelons in their party structure? What's your message to those who might be hesitant and looking at this from a partisan perspective rather than a national perspective?
What I will tell them is, let them just look right into my eyes across the chambers. As this is Honorable Madi Ceesay, who is a victim. This is Madi, who was arrested in June of 2006-7, subject to humiliation and tortures, physical tortures, in the torture chambers of the NIA. This is Honorable Madi Ceesay, who has lost his second child, who was born 83, died only 7 days after my victory. Let them just look at my eyes and say, this is the man who is a victim like several other victims, and even on their side. So let's put politics aside and think of the rights of the people who are victimized. And this is a law. Budget is a piece of legislation. We have apportioned 20 million to them. Nothing should stop them getting that 20 million. I think we should not downplay that. We should not politicize it. We should just put on our human rights lenses and advocate for the victims to get what they are supposed to have.
Thank you very much.